Hello, ladies, gents, and heart-rending climbers. We're going to play some Slay the Spire. I don't think I even need to introduce this deck-building roguelite. It has been one of the most notable releases of, what was it, 2019? That was the full release. I figured, since I have fallen into this game, become completely addicted to it, let's do a random silent run. It is my favorite character of the four that I've been playing with. I feel like she's a little OP. This guy, I don't get the hang of him yet. I don't really want to record anything. This fellow, I'm a little tired of playing as him right now, so we're going to go with the silent. Listen, Bark, I have turned on the big test mode. If you're not aware with the mechanics, I'm going to summarily explain them. It's very simple. It is complicated in the depth of it, but the mechanics themselves are very easy. We start the run, we choose a modifier to start the run with, choose a colorless card to obtain. Enemies in your next three combats have 1 HP. That's useful, but it's short-sighted. I don't like this one. Lose 7 max HP, but choose a rare colorless card to obtain. Lose your starting relic, but to obtain a random boss relic. I think the least harmful of these, I'm just going to pick the one that only is a benefit and no drawback whatsoever. So here we have a few skills, a few attacks. I'm going to pick 0 mana attacks are pretty damn useful. I'm going to heal, pick the bandage. Healing is pretty difficult to come by in this game, so if you can heal outside of the designated healing spots, it's more power that you can have in the long run. So you start the run, you start at the very bottom of the spire, and you choose your path to go up to the boss, and you do such thing for 3 different biomes, and then you finish the run. That is the entire structure of a Slay the Spire run. It will take you about an hour and a half. Let's get started. This seems like the most optionful, and it will eventually lead to a store. This seems like a good place to start. Let's do it. What is the beat-to-beat gameplay? You have a deck full of cards that you go building up as you progress and improve and change in any way. You can create certain builds that you might go towards, but of course, all the time limited by the randomness of what is on offer. And you go get attacks, skills, and all that good stuff that then you can play with your available energy. There's the energy cost. Every card will have something that it does. You start with an extremely simple deck. There's some defend, gives you block from the incoming attacks, strike, which will cause damage to the enemies, and then a few special cards that we can read as we go. I'm going to start with enough block to defend from one of these attacks, because that's all the damage that's incoming. I will discard one of these that I will not use this turn, and then you simply use a couple strikes. They create block, these little creatures, because they roll up when you attack them, so it pays off to spread out your damage like so. Otherwise you're just kind of wasting to get rid of the armor. I have enough block to block all the incoming attacks, so I can just end the turn, move on to the next one, and it should be 100% consequence-less. Most of the time, if they're not attacking, they're going to self-improve in some way. They're going to debuff you in some way. They're going to just try to be scumbags in some way. We have enough damage to kill him. We don't have enough damage to kill this guy, but I mean, we do have it, and he's not going to curl up anymore. But I meant to say with just 1 card, but we did have 2 cards to get the kill, and that is the gameplay loop. You get spoils at the end of the battle. You will be able to build a better deck, and I would say a good 70% of the challenge of this game is building the right deck. If you don't have the right deck, it doesn't matter how much you think about your turns, you will not win. And that is, I don't know how accurate that percentage estimate is, but it seems accurate in my head. Let's see. We can either pick one that it costs 1, but it will be an improvement of all of our attacks for sure, or we can have some 0 mana skills and good stuff. In my experience, and this might be a very short experience, you've seen that I haven't played that much, 0 mana cards, especially with the silent, are where it's at. You don't have that much energy, but if you can just keep piling out the 0 mana attacks, I keep saying mana, it's energy, whatever. It's all the same. The 0 mana skills is going to be amazing, and I often later find myself with not enough block But this is just too good to pass up. So let's have a 0 mana attack and then probably regret later. Keep on going. The question marks is event. It can be anything from enemies to a merchant to an event like this, in which you come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully at the top. It looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. I will take this and trigger a trap and not give a crap. As you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. Your fedora is left behind as you run. Let's see. Do we get a curse in our deck, which we draw and it's unplayable and it's just a bother in our hand? Do we take 17 damage? Do we lose 5 max HP? Since I am at full health, I'm just going to take the damage. But I think the best outcome there is just to take the curse. But since I was at full HP, I don't really care too much about that. But hopefully it will not come back to bite me in the butt. Here we have a fatter opponent that we will hopefully vanquish without much trouble. I am quite the proponent of taking 0 damage every turn unless I can absolutely not help it. We can discard one of these. There you go. And then there. And now we are fully protected. I'll just use the rest of the energy to do a little bit of damage, and hopefully we can simply get through this fight without receiving any damage at all. Apply 1 weak and deal 3 damage. This is 0 mana attack that we're going to use. Applies 1 weak in, which means that he is going to do 25% less damage. One of the more useful debuffs that you can apply to the enemy. Anyways, attacking with 5, so let's just do gain 1 block and then attack with the attack, and then, you know, we still have some energy, so I want to use the card. Another thing about the roguelike structure, you got money, you can use the stores, very standard. There's your health total, there's the potions that they're consumables, and here are your relics that will, you know, in a risk of rain type of fashion, let's just simply defend fully because we don't have enough damage to destroy this thing. There you go, a little bit more damage. Why use this is an exhaust card, but a heal 4 HP. I am not at full, so let's just simply use it and it goes away. I think I'm going to never regret picking that bandage. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. In a risk of rain fashion, you pile up the beneficial effects. Enemies drop 25% more gold. That is the idol that we stole. There's the Ring of the Snake that we start with as the silent and gives you 2 additional cards. I think like that is the extent of the explaining that I need to do, and everything else is simply going through the run, getting all the good stuff that we want to get. He is not going to attack me in any way, so using this defend will be an utterly pointless thing. So all out assault on this filthy big-mouthed creature. He is yelling though, getting a little bit of strength and courage into his belly. We got kind of unlucky with our attack draws. This is not going to be enough damage to kill it. So let's simply make sure that we get enough defense. There's some attacks. There you go. Still getting through this combat with suffering 0 damage. But of course, you know, this is the very beginning. It is extremely easy to get through without suffering too much damage. And that is why I took the damage at the very beginning. If you saw, I got 19 coins and then 5 in parentheses, which is the extra money from the golden idol. There's a potion. We can use them whenever in combat, and with this one, we will draw 3 cards, and then we can add a card to your deck. It doesn't always pay to add a card to your deck. Sometimes the choices are garbage, and you're like, I don't want any cards, and you'll be so much better. If you bloat your deck, you'll start, you know, diluting what you want to do with it. So there's a lot of thought put into the deck build, and it's perhaps the most interesting part of Slay the Spire. Anyway, infinite place at the start of your turn, add a shift to your hand. Very good. That's like something you can base a build around. Predator deals 15 damage. Next turn, draw 2 additional cards. Good, but I think we're going to go poison. Deadly poison. You can't go wrong with poison. Let's go into the question mark instead of a fight, because the question marks are often very, very interesting, and there can be a lot of really big benefits. Among the stone and boulders, you notice an intricate large blue statue resembling a wing. You find gold spilling from its cracks. Maybe there's more inside if you shove your fist right in there. Remove a card from your deck and lose 7 HP. Cool. This is a thing that you can do in Slay the Spire. You remove the cards from your deck, and that is actually very beneficial. You take out the trash, you only leave the good stuff. Someone once told you of a cult that worshipped a giant bird. As you kneel in prayer, you begin to feel lightheaded. You wake up sometime later feeling strangely butt-raped. Let's see. Well, we can take out the regular garbage strikes. We can take out the regular garbage defense or anything else that we're not fond of. I think we're going to take out one of these strikes. They're pretty trash. And just keep on going into the store. The store is something that I always second guess myself. There's so many choices. I really like them. We can remove a card. There's cards to buy. There's often something on sale, and I will normally buy it because most of the time it's going to be worth it. And then some relics for sale that I cannot afford. That's probably the big ticket items that you want to spend money on. Cards are pretty simple to get, but relics, that's where your run is going to shine. Anyway, we have 136 coins. None of these really call my attention. A random skill to your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Decent, but not 77 points of gold coins. Decent. Shifts deal 3 additional damage. This might be, if we went the Shiv route, this is one of the most important cards you want to have. So I might go for that one. Thinking ahead, draw 2 cards, put a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. Amazing. A 0 mana draw 2. Oh, but we don't have enough money, so never mind. I probably will go for that. And panic button, which I can afford. I think we're going to get both of these. We're going to get the slice and we're going to get the accuracy. Because while a poison build is what I would like, sometimes you just don't get the item to support it. Now we get a branch in the path, a pretty... You know, sometimes it feels momentous, like it's a very important decision. But if you look ahead, it's like fire. This is a resting place where you can heal or improve one of your cards. Elite fight. On the other path, you have elite fight, then fire, and elite fight. So which one do you pick? I'm going to go with elite, fire, elite. We're going to try and go that way, and hopefully the elite will not destroy my anus. This guy can be a hard hitter sometimes, but some other times he is kind of trash. This is like total garbage right now. I'm not going to use it because I have no shifts. So get some poison on you. Get some damage. Try to throw as much damage into his face as possible. And hopefully we'll be able to weaken and endure his rage as he tries to club our heads off. It will be very helpful to apply that weaken state. And now see, he does a lot less damage. I can simply use 1 block. Oh, but when he's enraged, he gains 2 strength for every skill you play, so you can't get away with playing a lot of skills. I was probably better off just taking a little damage there, so I don't get wrecked later on. Not going to play these, even though it will prevent all damage right now, because in the long run it can come back to bite me in the ass. For now, it is looking pretty good. 24 damage coming in, and if he gets strengthened, he's going to just utterly destroy me. What can you do? Well, there's not much you can do other than just suck on your own thumb. I'm going to slice him because it's a 0 mana. I think this is the time to maybe use the potion. Maybe we can draw, because once you draw through all your deck, you see, you use it, goes into the discard pile. Once you draw through it all, it goes back into your draw pile. There's nothing right now in the discard pile. Everything is drawable, so it will be super nice to draw that neutralize again. I think I'm going to take that what is it, 20% chance of drawing it. Oh, good stuff. There you go. A big damage reduction there. And I might go for just taking the hit. I don't know. Let's apply this poison. I think we want to use the skill, honestly. Oh, that was a skill, that wasn't an attack. Whoopsie. It's, you know, the misplays are going to happen. I anticipate a lot of people yelling at me in the comments. Is a standard thing of Slay the Spire gameplay. We might want to try and soldier through a 20 damage hit, or we can just roll the ball down the line. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use my bandage. I'm going to use the survivor to discard one of these, and the damage coming in right now is not that huge, but hopefully don't get completely destroyed the next attack. This is quite a big hit. 16 is painful as hell. 33 damage coming in. This can be just death. This is quite awful. I think we need to roll the ball down the hill and keep trying to block as much as possible. This is going to just give him more strength. But maybe I can survive the next hit. Maybe he'll do a buff or something. I very much doubt it. I think that he will not try to buff. He'll just continue attacking you until you collapse in a pile of goo. But this is definitely not enough damage to get him killed. He does have a 7 poison stack. The strength gain is going to absolutely obliterate me. I think I'm going to do half measure, do 6 damage, and try to block a little bit. That is a 3 increase. So all that I'm doing is preventing a tiny amount of damage. We're definitely going to rest in the next resting place. If we get 3 attacks, we will win. If we don't get 3 attacks, well, I'll just lose and hang my head in shame. Thankfully, that worked out okay. But boy, was that way too close. Whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. This is pretty trash, but maybe we can get a little bit of use of it. Let's add a card. They're all pretty neat. Sucker Punch. You have seen. Weakness is pretty damn useful. There's apply to weak, gain 11 block. I think this is my jam right here. And then we have Masterful Stab. Costs 1 additional energy for each time you lose HP. Deal 12 damage. This is pretty badass in your starting hand. But I think it's becoming quite clear. We need a little bit more defense, a little more offense. I don't know. But I think Leg Sweep, it's where it's at. Apply to weak, gain 11 block. Cost 2 though. Oh man, the indecision is gonna kill me. This is where I spend most of my time deciding between cards and deciding between all the things that I want to grab. Let's go for Leg Sweep. Masterful Stab. I'm pretty sure it's pretty damn great. Let's go into the rest area. On rest, you can also smith, which will allow you to upgrade one of your cards. Quite clear. We need a little bit of help. Not feeling great. Not going to go into the elite fight because it will wreck me. And I don't think that my ego could take the humiliation. As you make your way down a long corridor, you see a banana, a donut, and a box floating about. Amazing. No, upon closer inspection, they're tied to strings coming from holes in the ceiling. There's a quiet cackling from above as you approach the objects. What do? I feel like I want to heal. I am very tempted to get this because we just got this. So it will give us extra maximum HP. At the end of your turn, lose HP equal to the number of cards in your hand. This seems like a nightmare to get this curse. So even though the benefit is there, I think we're just going to take the bog standard basic bitch heal 23 because we did so poorly against that elite. I eat a banana, feel good about myself somewhat. Let's go this way. Maybe if we get enough good relics, we can even go for another elite. Random chest in the middle of the floor. Happy Flower earns every 3 turns, earns a little bit of energy. Nice stuff. Give me some more health so I can fight another elite. That would be fantastic. As you walk into the room, you hear a gargling and the grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the center of the creature, you see glints of strange light, perhaps something magical. It looks like you can get some treasure if you just reach inside its jism. Oh, however, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. You can, for a 25% chance, you can maybe stuff your hand. Just do it. Oh boy. Oh, oh, you son of a. One more time. One more time. I'm going to grab it. Just get it. Get the relic. Yes. That was so not worth it. 27 hit points. I'm going to very much regret that. After rummaging through the metal and burning acid, you finally grab hold of a relic and yank it out. That was extremely stupid. For each curse in your deck, start each combat. What is with the curses? Stop it. Well, we waste another rest spot because we didn't get the chance to upgrade a card because of my poor, pathetic, horrendous performance. There's another elite in the path. I think we have to avoid the elites now. I think it's reasonable to have that philosophy right now because I have sucked so hard in this run so far. Really like the backstab. It does have that exhaust, which is it gets discarded as soon as you use it. Deal 10 damage if you have discarded a card this turn. Gain 2 energy. I don't really have much of a discard. I think Noxious Fumes is where it's at. Backflip, also a big favorite of mine. Prepare is decent. Draw a card, discard a card. if we're going to go for curses, probably I want to look for things to discard. You know, I think that will be a pretty reasonable way to do things, and especially since it's on sale, we're going to buy it. What else do you have? What kind of potions? At this point, I am open to anything you can possibly give me. Not going to use the card removal. We have no curses. I think Noxious Fumes is one of the better powers that you can have, so we're going to do that. Maybe I should have gone for the backflip, but we're good to go. Keep on going. Face another monster. Hopefully not with humiliating results. So far, not impressed with my performance. I do feel like the Silent is the hardest character in the game, but of course I don't have that much experience. Anyway, we have a little fellow that wants to attack, and we're going to deter it in the strongest way possible. So just slice it open, give it a strike, and then apply deadly poison to the disgusting little blob. There you go. If I were to level some criticism as latest Spire, the enemies, man, the enemies, at least half of them are blobs and shapes. It's the enemy design, it could use some work. It could definitely use some work. The accuracy is just trash. We're just going to do as much damage as possible, which is not much at all. Just, I guess we'll just apply that weakness, and I guess just a little bit of block. Very, very garbage hand. Maybe I should have discarded. I should have removed, instead of a strike, I should have removed a block card. Anyway, we can neutralize for free. We can heal ourselves. There's no reason not to do that. There's a strike. There's a... We'll use the Noxious Fumes and use the strike. There's really no reason to do anything other than that. And this is just discarding whatever was on my draw pile. I didn't actually have anything to stop this damage coming in. Pretty unfortunate draws, I would say. This combat right here, I don't think that it was warranted that we should suffer any damage. Anyway, there's a strike and the combat is over. There's no benefits to sticking around in combat so far, which isn't to say that that will always be the case. Sometimes you want to stick around because there's cards that you want to use and give you a permanent benefit. So sometimes you can game the system a little bit to maximize results. Sucker Punch, big fan of weakness, as I've said. We are going for lots of poison. I might go for this, but you know, the 2 energy cost is pretty steep. It's pretty annoying. But like I said, we're going to commit to that poison route, and hopefully it will not come back to bite me in the ass. Let's just carry on. Here's a little spindly little fellow. He is ready to rob us blind, and I am ready to stop him in his tracks. There's no reason not to use his bandage. I probably want to use his leg sweep, and that will cover all of our problems. So we're going to use this. Oh, the bouncing flask, you say. We can get rid of that shiv. Do we want to apply the poison? Do we want to defend from all the damage? And just do a little bit of damage here. I think we're so early in the fight that we're just going to apply poison and take a little bit of damage. There you go. All good. And that poison is going to definitely pay for itself. Unfortunately, we do receive 5 points of damage, so not climbing ahead in the health situation. A little disappointed there, but we have enough defend. We have enough defense to... I think we want to get rid of the slice because we have energy for everything else. So there you go. Use that survival. Ah, that was stupid. Oh, that was a big misplay. We could have used everything and then used the defend at the very end. I just missed 5 damage. That's exactly what I just did. Quite a common. We're going to be used and become extremely infuriated by my inability to pursue the most optimal path. I think the poison right here is what's going to prevent him. Now he's defending, and then the next turn he's going to try to flee. This little squirrely whippersnapper, he wants to leave us. But the poison alone, no, not that alone, but with enough damage here, actually he's going to die without even the poison. So there you go. I think it wasn't worth using the poison then. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Let's see, Masterful Stab, good stuff. But it does become unusable later if you suffer a lot of damage. Another slice, I think, is a damn reasonable way to go, because I mean, this is more upfront damage, but for how long will you be able to stick with that 0 cost? Hard to say. Hard to say. Maybe just more slices is the way to go. Let's get for at least one Masterverse slice, and then we'll carry on from there. I think I'm still not good enough for upgrading anything. That will be the risky and perhaps the more intelligent option, but I'm going to just hedge my bets, enter the boss battle at 66 health, and I am okay with this. He is debuffing us, so we want to put as much damage on this guy as possible. Much will start by healing up to full. I think the poison is where it's at. So let's do that. And the noxious fumes. And there's no reason to use that. I mean, I could grab a slice or a neutralize, but overall, it's just not worth using this. Let's do it. Too bad. Didn't get what I wanted. Confirm that and that turn. All right. So the poison is probably going to get all the way. It has shuffled some slime into my deck, and which means that it's going to be very, very annoying when we draw it. And it will take up a whole draw slot. We want to do enough damage to this guy before he can do his own big attack. I mean, I might as well play this power, but it's completely worthless. Completely worthless. We might want to use this flex potion that gives us more strength. Depends on the value of our attacks now. This is pretty trash. There's 35 damage coming in. Thing is, we can apply 2 weak and then 2 defend. That will be 21. So we're not going to suffer too much damage here. Alternatively, if we can get this guy to half health, he will split. So we will need 26 damage to get him to half health. There's no way I can get there, even with the +5 to strength, which will add 5 to each attack. So instead, we're going to go for the defensive play. There you go. We're only receiving 10 damage. It's bad, but it's not too horrible. Oh boy. Oh, there was poison. I think that made exactly enough to get the split to trigger. Ah, that feels bad. See, there's the masterful stab that is now going to be less and less useful. So there you go. And then neutralize. Interrupted. There's no reason to do anything else because the poison will also get erased when he splits. But, you know, there's no reason not to play cards. So let's do it. The poison is not enough to kill it. It splits into 2 giant blobs. And so goes the fight until you get rid of all the blobs. Alright, so we have a slime. Very annoying. We might discard it, but I mean, I definitely want to draw a card. Hopefully we get a little bit of defense. Nope, no defense for me. I guess we'll just discard that and then use every single strike. Maybe we can trigger another split. I think this is a full damage hand that +5 strength will benefit from a lot. So there you go. Get some damage there. One more should trigger the split. There you go. Not enough to get the kill. So not worth it to throw any more damage in there. So let's just throw that in there and end that turn. The Silent is just staring at these filthy creatures. These blobs want to consume her flesh. It is very stressful to be facing down these scumbags. Thankfully, this guy is another debuff, so all we'll have to worry about is 17 damage coming in. We should hopefully have enough damage to at least kill one of them. Let's see, that's only 6. There's only 11. Yeah, we're going for that leg sweep. Apply 2 weak. Get 8 block. Not a terrible outcome. And because they applied frail, we get less blocking from these abilities. So not great, not amazing. I think it's still worth it to reduce the incoming damage, and we'll throw a slice out. And thankfully, our noxious fumes will continue stacking that poison. It's extremely useful. I really like it. I don't know, like the long-term effect, is it worth it? But damn it, I appreciate it. We got slimed, but it's alright because I will power through with my incredible strength. There's a lot of damage coming in from this scum lord, and the slime is starting to is starting to pile up in my hand, and we have no real way to defend other than just defending. We can get rid of one, discard the other, defend, defend, defend. This is quite a lot of damage coming in. This is awful, but hopefully we have enough of a health pool to stop from losing this run on the first level, which would be so damn humiliating. I will be so ashamed, because the very first run that I played of Slay the Spire, I actually won it. So I will be so mad. I will be so mad if I lose. That's enough to kill that disgusting slime. And then I guess we'll defend and eat another 4. So, not looking great. But at least one of the filthy slimes are gone. And this scumlord keeps adding frail to my butthole. Very upsetting. The goop keeps piling up. At least it's the poison keeps killing them without me doing anything. There's 5 poison on this guy. Neutralize. Yeah, we'll neutralize just to get that damage down. And I think the poison is completely useless on this guy, so this should kill it. Yeah, 10 poison, 7 health. The math checks out. Oh, I should have played the slimes instead of using the defend. I just sometimes act without thinking. And that is why I'm married today. Ah, what a dumb guy I am. Let's see. No damage coming in, no reason to do anything other than get rid of the filthy slime and just do damage to one of these fellows. Was that a leg sweep? I didn't even see. I thought it was a defend, but I could have definitely benefited from applying weaken to people, so I continue doing idiotic things. 8 damage coming in. There's a strike. Not enough to get the kill. Maybe we can get another strike over there. Let's discard one of these defense. They're pretty damn useless at this point because of the frailty. Pretty damn upsetting. So let's get rid of the slime. And we're almost done. This boss fight is almost complete. I would say this guy is one of the easier, perhaps the easiest boss fight in the game. Bouncing flask. Slice you. And that's enough damage to kill. There you go. Get rid of you. You have melted in a pile of goo. I have received an achievement that I have no idea what it does. Add a card to my hand. To my deck. Die, die, die. Deal 13 damage to all enemies and exhaust this card. It's like a turn 1 kind of thing. Just big burst damage. Then there's burst this turn. Your next skill is played twice. One of my favorite that I have seen. I really like this one. Enemy loses X strength. Apply X weak. And exhaust. This is like permanent? This is a permanent debuff to apply. The enemy loses X strength. It's not until the end of the turn or anything. I think I want to go with this. I've never actually tried it, so I don't know how good it is. But just go for it. Like I said, I'm a big fan of weak. And look at that. First floor, 30 minutes. I think it has been a wonderful time. And then you get a boss relic. Calling the bell. Upon pickup, obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. I usually go for this, even though I hate having that stupid curse in my hand. But since we are the silent, we often have a lot of ways to discard stupid curses from our hand. Not like it matters with that curse, because it's just something that bogs down your hand, and that's all it is. During boss and elite combats, gain energy at the start of your turn. Probably will go for that. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer smith at the rest sites. Which is upsetting, but if things keep going the way I've been going, I'm not going to smith at all. I might go for this and just not smith at rest sites. And there's this. Yeah, let's go for this one, even though smithing is pretty damn useful. So there you go, level 1 of Slay the Spire. I think this is a fantastic length of time to start to end this video. Let me know if you enjoy Slay the Spire. I've had so much fun with this. I have had some terrible addiction problems. Let's go to save and quit. Wait, will this get me out of the game? I'm not sure. So let's not do that. I don't want the game to get closed. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As Slay the Spire is like really well known. It's an excellent roguelite. It's super deep too. There's so much stuff to do. I'm going to save and quit. I'm sure you just put me back to the main menu, so I can show you the If you hit continue, it's not going to let you. You can go up and up and up in ranks, and the runs get harder. You can, if you saw at the beginning, I am playing Ascension 1 with the Silent. As you win those runs, you unlock Ascension 2, Ascension 3, Ascension 4. Each one gets gradually more difficult, all the way up to Ascension 20 with each of the 4 characters. So there is so much stuff to unlock. When you win a run, you get those points, and then you unlock more cards with them. There's so much content into this game, and each run, this game, like the decks you can build, there's at least, I don't know, like maybe 2 to 3 main builds you can do with each character, and then a few extra sub mechanics that you can focus on. So there's quite a few permutations of all the combinations that I can do. It's a really, really well made game. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you liked this game in the channel. I am very much open to playing more, because I'll be playing Slay the Spire in my off time, so might as well record it, right? So let me know if you would like to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, get to the top and slay the heart.